Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about 6 skills nobody teaches you that matter more than what school would teach you. Um, School teaches you how to genuinely follow instructions, right? You show up on time, you do your assignment, you pass the test when it comes to test day, you pass your exam when it comes to exam day. But life doesn't really come with a rubric, right? Nobody will genuinely tell you how to handle pressure, how to make decisions when there's no right answer, how to stay ready when everything feels very uncertain in life. And that's why so many smart people can struggle later in life. Not because they aren't capable, but because the skills that, actually shape your life are the ones that they never were taught in school or, say, college, maybe. You know, Number one, you have to really work on your emotional regulation. And this might be one of the most important skills of all that you're going to hear throughout this video. So I threw it right in the front. Life doesn't test your intelligence as much as it will test your emotions. How you react when things don't go your way, how you react when you feel disrespected, how you react when you're overwhelmed, how you react when you're strictly under pressure. Most problems aren't created by situations, they're created by reactions when it comes to things, right? So learning to pause instead of react will save you relationships, it'll save you opportunities, and it will save you years upon years, maybe even decades of stress. So being calm is not a weakness, it's more so having control over things. Number two, making decisions without perfect information. So in school, the answers are very clear, right? In life, not so much. You won't always have certainty. You won't always have confidence. You won't always have all the facts when it comes to some decisions that you're going to make. So waiting until everything makes sense is how people will stay stuck in their own tracks. Strong decision makers aren't always right? But they're just willing to choose, adjust, and move forward. You're never going to know the right answer 100% of the time. So sometimes you have to take a leap, because momentum will beat perfection every single time. So you just got to keep moving, got to keep progressing over time. Number three, setting boundaries without guilt. Nobody teaches you how to say no. And I've made videos about this and the importance of saying no, because it really will help you long term. So you overextended, right? You explain yourself too much. You tolerate things that will drain you over time. Boundaries aren't about being cold, right? They're about being very honest with yourself. If you don't protect your time and your energy, other people will decide how they get used, right? And that cost will show up later as burnout, as resentment, as regret. And it's a lot of things that you don't know that's there until it's built up over such a long period of time. And it comes out in maybe frustration or anger. And nobody ever really wanted to get to that point. So make sure you set boundaries and make sure you do it early on so that you know where you're going to stop at. You know where you're going to put things to an end and you won't tolerate such disrespect that comes towards you, right? Number four, managing money emotionally and not just logically. So money isn't just numbers, right? It's not just numbers in your bank account. It's not just cash, dollar bill, $20 bill. It's habits, it's impulse, it's fear, it's an identity that you build. School might teach you math, it doesn't teach you how emotions influence spending, saving, or investing. You know, most financial mistakes aren't made because people don't know better, but they're made because people feel something and then they react. They build a reaction to it. Learning how to slow down around money decisions is a life skill, and it's not just a finance trick, and it'll take you so much further upon in your life. Number 5, communicating clearly under pressure. Real conversations don't happen in essays, right? Maybe if you're trying to get a job, maybe if you're trying to get into another college, but think about it, they happen in conflict. They happen during a negotiation. They happen maybe when you're trying to sell something. Maybe when expectations aren't clear. When emotions are very, very high in scenarios. So being able to say what you mean calmly without attacking or shutting down is rare. And it's very, very powerful. Being able to articulate what you truly mean in certain scenarios is another skill on another level that a lot of people can't reach because they don't have the patience. They can't communicate clearly under pressure of other people, putting that pressure on them. Or maybe it's just societal pressure that they have, but it's just very difficult for them. So clear communication prevents problems that intelligence alone simply just cannot fix. And number 6, building self-trust through consistency. Confidence isn't something that you're just flat out born with. And maybe some people will lie to you and say that, oh yeah, I've been like this since I was a little jit, since I was a little boy. I had this confidence since I was like 5, 4. You know, it it's built when you do what you say you do. It's built when you show up even when it's inconvenient. It's built when you keep your promises, your small promises to yourself. And school rewards performance on demand, right? But life will reward consistency over time. And if you continue to be consistent, you will see ever so slowly, maybe you'll see it fast, but ever so slowly it'll creep up and it'll build and it'll build. And then you'll look back and you'll see, wow, I've been going at this for a while and look at what it's turned into. Look at where I started and look at where I'm at now. It seems completely mind-shattering to you. So when you trust yourself, decisions get way easier. Way easier. Fear will get way quieter. You won't even think about being afraid of what you're trying to do. It won't even creep in your mind. Progress will become way more sustainable in your life. Best believe. So if you've ever felt like school prepared you for tests, but not for real life, then you're not entirely wrong, honestly. The good news is these skills can be learned and they can be mastered over time. And once you start developing them, everything else becomes 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times easier to handle. And it's not because life gets simpler over time, but because you get stronger. You get more capable over time. And that's just the beautiful aspect of life that we get to really experience and live every single day. So, thank you for your time. I appreciate you listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. And yeah, we'll see y'all soon.